Hello guys, this is Carter13 and today I'm gonna show you how my advanced follower program works. First, you need to put two color sensors on your robot in front of the wheels and about 3 centimeters apart. Then you have to create a program for calibrating each color sensor. First, you reset the color sensor, then you put a loop which is running until you press the middle button on your brake, and while this loop is running, the brake checks for the color sensor, reflected light intensity, and puts it on the display, and before that it puts the words min with a question mark to show the minimum of the reflected light intensity, which is black. Then it sets the value that you'd given it to the minimum reflected light intensity on the robot. After that, it goes to the next loop, which is also running until you press the middle button on your brake. Inside, it does the same thing, but with the words max, and it checks for the maximum reflected light intensity, which is white. And then it sets the value that you've given it to the maximum reflected light intensity. Now we'll make the second my block for our advanced sound following robot. So this my block is responsible for turning a certain amount of degrees to the right or to the left. This particular one turns to the right. First, we need to turn off the large motor C, because we'll only use the motor B. Then you need to measure the circumference of your wheel. To do that, you need to measure the diameter of your wheel, then multiply it by pi, which is 3.14. Then you need to measure the distance between your wheels in your robot, and then you divide your distance between wheels by the circumference of the wheel, and you get the conversion factor. In my case, it is 4.3. Then I have 2 gears before the motor gets to the wheel, so I need to multiply by 5 and by 3 and divide by 3, and then the end result I put in the steering of the I put in the degrees rotation, not the steering, of the motor that I'm rotating. And you can do the same with the turning left or to the right. Now it is time for the last my block, which is the line following my block. So first you need to create 2 variables, follow port and find port. I call this follow port, so the whole title will be seen on the variable block. Then first you need to put a switch block with the numeric input, and if it is 1, your follow port will be 3, or whichever port of the color sensor you want, and the find port will be 1. And the other block, and if it is equal to -1, then it will be the other way around, and follow port is going to be equal to 1, and find port is going to be equal to 3. So then there is a loop, 2 loops actually, with the follow port. With the follow port variable, the first one checks that it is not below 20, so it is still on line. The second loop checks that it is not above 80, so it is still somewhere in line. And the third loop checks that the find port, which is trying to find another line that is on the other side of the line that the robot is following now. That it sees the line, so it's on black. And inside, we check the follow port, and always the follow port is equals to the port of the color sensor. And in this color sensor block, we measure the reflected light intensity, and we bring it to this math equation, which is our A, which is the reflected light intensity, which the robot sees now, minus 50, which is the offset of the line, times C, which is the gain parameter. So the robot won't go very strangely on the line, wobbling, and multiplied by minus D is the side of the line you want your robot to go. So minus 1 I think is the left one, and 1 is the right. And then we take the result and put it inside of the steering parameter in the move steering block. You might ask why my speed is minus 30, not 13. It's because my motors are rotated the other way, so I have to put my speed to the negative value. Then, after we find the line, we stop the motors, we wait for 1 second, and we turn right, using the block that were already discussed before. So, that is the end of the program for the advanced line following robot, and it will turn on every field with a black line and a white surface, but only right, and to make it turn left you need to make another program. So that's it.